They sent care packages and all sorts of stuff. So they were really, really supportive. And so we got to meet all of them in person. And it, like, you know, he was like, I absolutely am getting out and going to college. And he ended up going to Columbia.
That's awesome. Wow.
And now he is, he helped me found Greenlight.
You had brought up earlier wanting the enlisted versus officer. And so to that point is why I sometimes am like, I wonder what my life would have been if I went the officer route. Now, granted, I don't think I could have even gotten into college after high school. But what I've noticed,
I mean, you went to Stanford, so I find that hard to believe.
Well, because I recovered on the second half. It was first half was rough. But one thing I noticed is I think the officer network is much stronger when it comes to the post-military figuring things out, right? Because, like, okay, I mean, I came from middle-class America, suburbia, Massachusetts. Like, I definitely, you know, my sisters went to college, my parents went to college, so I knew that. But I had plenty of friends on the enlisted side where, like, I wasn't leaning on my enlisted friends to be
Don't forget to put your cheese bread in
exactly.
and eat it too, right? You got to get the hot cheese. I just remembered that. It occurred to me.
Where I wasn't really... you know, leaning on my enlisted buddies to figure out college. It was, I mean, one, service at school, which we had Alec on the podcast, so shout out to that one. But it seems like officers just understand, like, college education, MBA routes, I think business world.
I think it's true. I think that, so at one point in my post-military career, I lived in Austin, Texas, and I got to reconnect with a lot of guys who were in Scout Sniper Platoon, enlisted guys. And they're very close with each other. Yeah. I mean, a lot of them sort of got out and centralized in Austin, Texas, which is awesome. And that was really cool to see. But I would agree, apart from those guys from Scout Sniper Platoon, who were a really small, tight-knit community anyway, I haven't really seen that same sort of coherence of community around the same way that I'm close with, peer, senior, junior officers that I worked with in the Marine Corps.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think to each their own. And I mean, I wouldn't trade my enlisted experience because, of course, like, obviously things ended up fine.
Yeah.
But I noticed just the... I think the support network is just slightly different between the two sides.
I think you're right. And I think that support network and that community that I had with fellow officers, especially ones that got out and I'm still very close with to this day, was a big reason why I felt like I didn't feel like I needed to go back and get my MBA. Yeah. That's why I ended up so I got into Columbia that summer. And I was going, and while waiting to start Columbia, New York, if you don't have a job, New York is a lonely place, man.
Yeah. Which is weird because there's 9 million people here, but it can be incredibly isolating.
Everyone's grinding.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting around, frankly, having a tough time with my transition before I decided to do the reserves that summer too, and drinking too much and just not being very productive.